Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Celine. I am the CEO and host of Black Girl Joy. Today, I have my sister, my friend, my girlfriend, my stuck to the hip, all of that, and then some friend. And we are here to talk about her beautiful book, which I love, Articles for Life. Right? I love this book. It's wisdom, encouragement, and hope. And even on something like today that I went through some stuff, I had to go back to this book and read it so that it can encourage my spirit and help me as I was going through or walking through some things this morning. So I wanted to introduce my girlfriend and my bestie, Miss Jana Hicks. Hello, honey.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
How are you?
I am good.
So let's talk about Articles for Life. Give us, help us to understand what Articles for Life is all about.
So,
You have the floor.
thank you very much. So, Articles for Life. For those of you who have not got it, it is this book right here. And if you
Mhm.
buy it now, it's a new cover. You'll get the upgrade.
Hey.
This is a resource book. It is chock full of information. Like the book says, give you hope, wisdom, and encouragement. This is from a series of articles that I have written over the years. Sometimes it's hard to just go online and just look for one article. So as I prayed through and wanted to put out a book, I was like, God, it would be nice if I could take all these articles and put them in one place as a resource book. This is
Mhm.
not a one-time read. This is a resource book.
Consistent read. Absolutely.
Everything in this book, I walk out in my own life. So
Mhm.
you get to walk out in it too. So what we want to do, Nicole loves 4 different parts of this book. So I'm going to show you those 4 different parts, even though she liked the book as a whole.
I do. It's a great book.
Yes,
It
and the
really.
book is divided in sections, which makes it more easy to read,
Mhm.
like relationships. That's
Mhm.
one of my favorite sections.
Yeah.
And
And
it
it's a good one too. Help you with
helps.
all different types of relationships, not just
Yes,
it's for relationships on a whole. So
yes.
yes,
So that this one, the first chapter is about relational foundations, and
I
it's
got my book. I got mine.
access is a gift. Access
Right.
is a gift, and it says the meaning of Jana is God's gracious gift. I know
Mm-hmm.
my value and worth. That as my name states, I am a gracious gift to all who interact with me on every level of relationship. As my
Mm-hmm.
pastor had taught me and have been my experience, access is a gift. And
Mm-hmm.
we have to learn that even as you grow in your relationships, you have to choose who continues to have access to you that's close, and some people
Mm-hmm.
you might have to distance. And
Yes.
people have to
Agreed.
understand what that means when you say access is a gift.
Right.
Person is being a gift to you. So that means there's value, that's worth in that relationship.
Right.
And
Agreed. And
I
you just can't let anybody in.
know you can, and especially at certain points of your life, which
Mm-hmm.
push you, especially as you're moving up into
Right.
bigger things with God, it thins out. It truly thins out. It's going to be less people who's going to be able to walk with you in that
Right.
space. Because you got to be sure that the people that's in that space is secure in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't take insecure people there.
Right.
They will undermine what's going on with you.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be able to be confident, people that are loyal, people that truly love you, and they will tell you the truth because you can't take yes people there.
Oh God, no.
No, they can't
No.
go.
We don't want those.
Oh, not at all. And you need people that are going to pour into you. You
Yeah.
cannot be the only one pouring. So
Right.
when you talking about access being a gift, it's a two-way street. There is reciprocity. I learned this from Bishop Jakes recently. He said, if there is no reciprocity in a relationship, there is no relationship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there are some people God will call you to where you're only there for that moment to pour in. So there is no relationship for there to be reciprocity. You were called to bless it. But if a person is in your space to stay, there must be reciprocity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Relationship.
Absolutely agreed. Very true. Thank you. That was a good one. I like that.
You're welcome.
Dr. Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's so many, all the chapters, and the chapters are small, but they're packed with knowledge and understanding and just things that you can apply right away in your life. That's the part that I love too. You can apply it right away. It's not something that, and it'll take you time to digest and then be able to continue moving forward. Because once you take it in, now it's like, okay, so this is what I read. So let me now apply it and walk in it. That's what I want to say. It's like you're able to walk in it. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah, I love this book.
To the second section of the book, it's called character development.
Mm-hmm.
You need character on all levels of life, but the higher you go up, if you do not have character, trust me, you will undo you.
Mm-hmm.
And character, you got your trust, value, and integrity.
Yeah.
Something here that I write in every section. It says character is never developed alone. Character is always developed when with another person. Choose your relationships wisely, Jana Hicks, because you can't be by yourself. We are not lone rangers up in this thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You grow in community and you will jack yourself up in isolation. Okay.
Very much so. Very true. No
Part
man
of
is
this
in.
one, now, it's so many. I love the whole book. I truly do.
Mm-hmm.
But this part, chapter 8, undoing undermining behaviors. What behaviors do you have going on that's undermining your success? What's undermining you being happy in life? In this season that I'm in, as I'm growing, the one thing God is showing me is how to deal with what's undermining me. I'm actually in this class about prayer. And the one thing he told us he wanted us to do was to determine what is that one thing that you're going to make an action point that may be messing up your prayer life and just messing you up. My thing came very quickly. I am very much a person who talks to God 24/7, praying without ceasing. It don't always be about me. Sometimes it's just about a situation or a person that God brings to me.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I learned is that I battle feelings of sadness that may come on me and negative thoughts. And the one thing I learned, I have to put up my shield of faith and put up the helmet of salvation and my breastplate of righteousness and my belt of truth. Because it's the truth of the word that's really, that renews my mind and to take control over what's going on in my head. Because
Right.
man central, trust me. It's
Yes.
God
Battlefield of the
controlling
mind.
it or the devil is going to control it. So you got to decide who's going to control it. And every thought that falls in your head is not from you.
Right.
So now you got to discern it. Because he even said that. He was like, the one thing that pastor said that he would want if you prayed for him is for discernment, for it to be keen and sharp. Sharp. And I said, boy, that is so true. We need to be quick and sharp when it comes to discernment. Because when things hit us sometimes, we may be in the midst of something and not realizing stuff is starting to is happening. And then you don't want to unravel.
Right.
And you'll be able to see what it is and you can nail it right then and there.
Right.
So that's what this section right in this book about undermining behaviors. We got these behaviors that we got to be real with ourselves about.
Mm-hmm.
You got to call yourself into account. It's not going to always be somebody out here calling you into account. Can you call yourself into account knowing that your behavior is not right?
Yeah, holding yourself
I
accountable.
definitely can, because there's a place we trying to get in God.
Yes.
And so we got to be 100% real about us.
Right. Right.
Okay. And
Yes, we do.
the art of communication, becoming
Mm-hmm.
an effective listener. Listening, because we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Be slow to speak, quick to hear. Don't the
Mm-hmm.
Bible tell us to do that? And sometimes we don't listen. Sometimes we listen long enough to want to respond, but we don't want to listen to understand.
Right.
And we got to seek to understand before we want to seek to be understood.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing. Once you understand what another person is saying and y'all both understand it, that is communication.
Right.
Until there is understanding from both people, that is not communicating properly. And hearing
Right.
what the person is saying beyond the words, you got to be able to do that as well.
Right.
And I'm like, and you'll learn that in this book too. This book is chock full of wisdom. It will get you through your day.
Yes.
It's one of them books that you could go back and pick up and say, you know what? Jana is so right. And it sounded like Monica when she did the review of the book. She said it's like talking to your best girlfriend who's giving you advice.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. I totally agree with that one.
Almost that most definitely it is. So that's why it's like I love the fact of how the book was set up as I prayed about how to do this book. And the next section is self-care.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta take care of you. You can't be no good to nobody else. And I love this picture. It says be good to yourself.
I love that picture.
And it says to be your best. Make sure rest is a priority in your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's from me, Jana Hicks, because rest is essential.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Pastor Robert Morris, and he said something that was so profound to me. And the first article in that section is about physical rest.
Mm-hmm.
He said the majority of Christians, he said, if we had to say that we are not keeping the 10 commandments, it's not all the other commandments. It's the one commandment about the Sabbath rest. How many of us pick that one day, and it's not Saturday? You can pick that one day and you set that one day aside. And that's a day for you to do what you want to do. You're not working, you're not doing nothing for nobody else, unless the Lord wants you to be a blessing to somebody that day. But that's your day.
Right.
You can watch
Wednesdays is So Wednesdays are my days for me to just do what I need to do because it balances the week out for me personally. So I understand that. Yes.
True. And I did pick Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
Going to be the day that I pick, and that's what even though I get ministry every day, that is a specific ministry day with me and the Lord, and He'll tell me which way we going that day. Like for instance, today was one of those days and stuff, especially when you get ready to do stuff for God. When demonic stuff be trying to crop up, and I just kept getting this sad feeling. And I was like, what is this nonsense going on? And I was like, you know what, Jana? I'm like, I do listen to a lot of ministry stuff during the day because I keep my tablet going up front in my kitchen. Get a word every time you go up there, okay, some kind of way. But sometimes God will say, you know what? Just chill. Just go watch one of the movies you like. Sometimes I'll do that. But you got to take that day. That replenishes not just your soul, but your body.
Right.
And so our bodies belong to the Lord. So how are we going to do what God going to tell us to do, but we not doing this part that he's telling us we need to do?
Right. Right. And stress, and sometimes we're operating in stress, right? And that takes a toll on the body. And so if you don't rest and be able to release some of that stress, then, destruction can come along.
No,
So, yeah.
oh, that's the truth. It's so funny. I was just telling my cousin that. I said, I just realized one of the things I need to do, because as you get older, you do have to manage the stress because you deal with hormonal things as a woman. And I don't want to pick up weight, but I didn't realize how much stress can mess with weight and
Yeah.
mess with metabolism and stuff. So I was like, so
Mm-hmm.
just managing them things and managing the relational spaces has been crucial for me recently.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who just couldn't be close to me no more because
Mm-hmm.
they so much drama. And I'm like, and you got to start saying, everybody emergency is not my emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to know how to say no. I just can't answer everything and everybody, and I can't
Right.
put all these fires all over the place because a
Right.
lot of it really isn't of God. And I'm not trying to be superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm there to help somebody, cool. But if they don't want to receive the help, you got to know how to keep it moving
Right. Exactly.
and leave it alone. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some of us don't know how to leave stuff alone.
Yes, very true. Very true. We want to keep picking it back up and picking it back up, and then it never gets resolved, right?
Mm-mm. Not me.
So,
I ain't doing that.
yeah, I know that one well.
Mm. I decided I
I
don't have
know.
to be everything to everybody. My sister taught me that. My sister Cheryl. She said you can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah, no,
Just
no,
can't.
no, because then you spread yourself too thin, and then when it comes time to taking care of you,
Right.
it becomes a challenge.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's like so. I'm very I'm more prayerful than I have been
Mm-hmm.
about what I'm supposed to do, and I don't care how
Mm-hmm.
big or how small it is. Every little thing counts to God. So now I don't. When I hear people saying, "Oh, God don't care," this that. Nope, that ain't true. God
No, he
cares
cares
about
about everything.
everything.
Right,
So you
right.
put everything before Him. Now
Mm-hmm.
this one I love in this section as well is for self-care, which most people would fight me on it. But if you read it, you'll get it. Steps to making solid resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
People hear resolution, they think about New Year's resolutions. And yeah, it
Right.
can be. But if you really read this in the definition of resolution, resolution is about being resolute and stern and focused about getting something done.
Exactly.
And sometimes if you make a New Year's resolution, sometimes it may take a couple of years to get that New Year's resolution fulfilled, but you got to be real with yourself
Right.
to
Right.
say, yeah, it is going to take that much amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay to make a resolution. It ain't even got to be on New Year's. You can do it throughout the year. But
Right.
you got to
Exactly.
say to yourself, am I a finisher? Oh, let me tell you this story, child. Now, this Jana Hicks publishing stuff is all good and well. But the one thing I learned about working in a publishing company, you have to make sure everybody that's coming through wanting to write a book have a spirit of a finisher on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
learned everybody is not wired for it to write a book, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody don't have a spirit of a finisher on them.
Right.
And I had to learn that because I have to learn how to harness my own energy, even in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you
Right.
more than one author at a time, and you learning each author's ways, and they're learning your ways, and then you're the one keeping everybody encouraged. But at the same time, when I realize if I'm seeing something that seems like you're not a finisher, then I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to add an extra little fire under.
Right. Right. To help them to finish the book. Yes. Absolutely.
Exactly. So even in that, I had to make that's like making that resolute decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is how we're going to do things going forward.
Right.
So you have to do that for yourself. And that's part of the
Right.
self-care thing. Even in the vision God gave you, navigating it good enough and well enough where
Mhm.
you're well in it. Because if it's stressing you out, that is not God.
Right.
Not God. And He will tell you how to
Even
fix
yeah, even in your dreams, like I wrote, dreams, don't have deadlines. You can always pick them up again, but you have to make sure that you're willing to go through what it takes to bring your dream into fruition. And it takes work, you
it.
know? It's so even in being resolute, it takes work to be resolute. Like you have to be committed. That's the
Yeah,
word. You have
exactly.
to be committed to seeing your dream come to pass.
You do.
Absolutely.
You absolutely do. Now, this is another article, Nicole, like in the section of self-care, the Ministry of Support.
Huh,
I
girl.
love myself. Lord have mercy. Yes, I do. Now I'm gonna go to where all of this came from for me. Hold on 1 minute. Minister Melissa Redmond. She taught me about the Ministry of Support because there was a season when my family, we were going through a lot because my mother became the guardian of her brother.
Mhm.
Melissa came under us as a prayer warrior. We didn't even ask her. She stepped in. I mean,
Mhm.
she was a fighter with us.
Mhm.
Whole thing. And that's when she spoke about the ministry of support. And I was like, right, she's so right. And sometimes support, like she said, is not you saying anything, it's being there.
Mhm.
And the
Mhm.
being there can speak so much louder than what anybody can say. Because a lot of people say a whole lot of things and don't show up.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, she was like team Jana and her family. And I was like, wow. And so she said, support can also be someone's presence.
Mhm.
There's strength in their presence, just being there. It is called the ministry of support.
Right.
The ministry of presence is the act of supporting someone in need, even if without using words. Minister Melissa Redmond. Exactly.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's true. And doesn't it says a friend is there at all times? The brother is one.
Mhm.
And
Right.
I know that was Nicole. Child, she been riding me for a long time.
Ah,
Yes, and see, we get to one of Nicole's other favorite chapters, which is laughter is good for the soul. And that's
that is like
as
number
well.
one for me. Number one. Like it's like, if you cannot laugh at yourself, and sometimes, when the situation gets heavy, and you already know that I'm in heavy situations, and I have to find things that lighten it up for me, because if I don't, I can literally bury myself in all those problems, and it won't turn out good for me.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And this is my wiring. So we keep that part of the book last.
Mm-hmm.
The section's called Order for Life.
Yes.
If anybody don't know nothing else about me, and you see I got this picture showing this beautiful closet and everything.
Yes.
It says, where there's order, there's a flow of peace. Jana Hicks. That is the motto of organized solutions and events. That's what
Mm-hmm.
got birthed in me. Then he came up with this publishing company. And this first article in that section is called Counting the Cost, Getting in Order.
Mm-hmm.
You have to count the cost when it comes to getting in order. You have to ask yourself, do I have it in me to do it myself?
Mm-hmm.
I need to hire somebody.
Right. And that's the key. hiring someone. Yeah. If depending on what it is, like even for myself, that just getting my life in order in some ways, in some instances, I've had to get other people to come in and help me because of my medical challenges and what I go through. So, yeah, and I like order too. I like things to be in order because then I'm able to function better, which is what your book talks about,
That's
being able to function, because I don't function well in chaos. I don't do well in chaos. I tell those people this all the time. Even with drama, I'm like, whoa, I need, let's structure it for me so that I can basically figure it out. So agree, totally agree.
up in your baking
Mm-hmm.
because of the steps you take, because you got to make
Yeah.
sure the counters in your kitchen and stuff is in order and clean,
Oh,
and
yeah.
sure everything is there. So
Mm-hmm.
all of that shows up in everything you do. Because
Yeah,
if
it's
you
called
look
meat
behind
supply.
you, your video, when they see
Mhm.
the organization.
Yeah. Because when you're in a kitchen, it's called mise en place, which means to have all your ingredients out and in order so that you're able to bake or cook accordingly, and there's not a lot of chaos. Because when there's a lot of chaos, you are bound to make mistakes, and God forbid you put the wrong flour that looks like poison. You know what I'm saying? Or like sugar and salt, they look the same, but they're two different ingredients, and they cause put in together, sometimes they're great and sometimes they're not.
Oh yeah,
So absolutely.
yeah, absolutely so. Because honestly, it's being a scientist in the kitchen when you're baking.
Yeah.
I
Yes, I
tried to
love it.
make something thinking I could put it in my way and not follow the recipe, and it was a nightmare. And I,
Yeah.
so now when Nicole talk about recipes, I'm like, no, you are so true and you are so right. When it says put sugar at the top as the first thing, you put sugar in first.
Yeah.
You do not put it in the way you want to because it will not go.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Very true.
When I learned that, I was like, ooh, this baking stuff is something else. You all to it.
Yeah, everybody thinks they can. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
That's why everybody can. No, that's the truth.
Yeah. No, but I thank you for just giving us insight to, why you wrote the book, and that this is truly a book of resources. I really appreciate you, my friend, because like I said, this book is truly, it's for everyone. It is for everyone. Let me just say that again. It is not for just you, it is for everyone. Saved and unsaved, you can still find nuggets in this book. I'm just going to put it out there and make it very clear. It's not because we're saved that we're, I'm talking to the saved and the unsaved. This book is an awesome book, and it would make a great, for me, it would make a great holiday gift.
Mm-hmm.
It would make a great holiday gift, guys. The holidays are coming up. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want you to give people some thoughtful presents. And this is a thoughtful gift. So please run and get the book. Jenna, you can tell them where they can get the book at. I would appreciate that, mamas.
You can get this on Amazon.com. Now, Nicole, show them the back of your book.
Oh, yeah. See, this is my book. I need to get the new one.
Great. This is the new one. And I'm going to tell you, for the first 25 people that buy the book, you show me your receipt and stuff. I want to say thank you. I have bookmarks that match the book.
Right. Very good. Very good. So thank you again, guys, for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. My name is Nicole Celine. This is Black Girl Joy, and see you soon. Bye, guys.